Part two on relationships. Why love is so hard for men. It's all in the attitude, dudes. I know you couch slugs and internet trolls want to love. I know you want to be respected. I also know that you say you don't need all that. Gaming, betting, chat rooms, crypto, porn is all enough for you. You have your pride. And I know you're full of shit. You're living among the creepy, crawly shed bugs in the basement. The neighbor's dogs are barking as they always are. Sharing a house with a bunch of smelly boy men. Real bugs or the metaphorical bugs in your head, it doesn't matter. Both bugs suck your life's blood and drive you crazy. And I know you want to succeed. It's natural to feel all of this. Loneliness is eating you from the inside out. And we men feel ashamed when we can't make enough money to buy a house or a car. Shame kills the spirit that we all have inside. Speed this up here a little bit. People smarter than both of us say, from all my studies of research on happiness, there are two great fears in life: not being good enough and not being loved enough. And most of our problems as men come from these two great existential fears. From my 35 years in men's group, I know this is true. The fear of not being good enough stops us from turning on our natural charisma and confidence. We feel insecure and we project that needy feeling outward. You can't help it. We crave confidence, but we put out fears to others. Believe me, women have radar. Like the British in World War II, they know exactly when the Nazis are coming. You can't hide insecurity and fear. Unfortunately, we are taught by our parents, who had their own fears, that we should always be better. They were afraid we would fail, and then they would have to help us. They would live in shame. That fear from our parents told us boys, hey, we're not good enough. That's the thing. This fear of not being good enough sticks with us into adulthood. Sometimes we don't even notice it. A lot of guys stay man boys because of this. They never grow up. Our parents put us into this trap, but like women, we can't blame them either. They did it out of fear for our security, and in the end made us insecure because of it. That's irony. They damaged us with their fearful love. It's a sad state of affairs. I know. Isn't that just a shit? Anyway, in the end, all this insecurity that we feel inside of ourselves comes off as weakness to women, and they reject us. Which brings us straight to the second great fear, not being loved enough. See how they work together? To be loved, you have to earn it. You have to be lovable on the inside. It doesn't matter what's on the outside. It's all about attitude. It's about the inner work. Attitude comes from how you see the world, your perspective. This damn thing's going too slow again. Sorry. It's kind of like when you're looking for a car. Let's say you're looking for a Tesla, and so you're focused on that. You love the engine, you love the battery, you want to get the right one. You're fixated for maybe weeks while you do your homework and you research the right car. Pretty soon you start seeing Teslas everywhere on the road. You cannot believe how many there are out there. This is called perspective. You have narrowed your perspective to see only this kind of car, and it feels inside like there are more Teslas on the road, but in reality, there are not, of course. It's just that you're looking for them. Life becomes all about Teslas for a while. So if you think the world is shitty, mean, and nasty and against you, and you got the victim attitude, you know what the internet says to you? Hey, I agree, the world's shitty. And if you want some more shit, you'll get it. You're the customer. The algorithms send it to you. Then shit is what you will see everywhere. You'll look for it. More Teslas, more shit. There's nothing wrong with Teslas, don't get me wrong. I'm using it as an example. So the internet is basically giving you what you want as a customer so that they make money. If you're staring out through a narrow slit in a wooden fence, you don't see very much. Change what you see, and you change what you feel on the inside. Life begins to open up. This is how you control life, not with a gun, not with a big truck or your fists. If you do that, life fights back and you lose. When you open up your worldview, you open your heart and things change. You begin to feel strength and confidence coming out of you like a river. You're unafraid to let it out. And that's where true power comes from. A feeling of self-assurance, humor, and wisdom that comes from deep inside you that shows you're comfortable with yourself, that you understand the place you have in the world, and you are strong enough to be your authentic, true self. By the way, women find this inner strength irresistible, I can tell you. I just think he's the funniest, cutest little thing. Look at how confident he is. He's even got a tool belt. Mm-hmm. You might not be confident about everything. Nobody is. Don't worry about it. But you have the inner strength, and you need to show that to overcome new obstacles as they come. And you project that ability outward. That's when respect comes to you like the air you breathe. You don't even have to try. That's when the opposite sex comes to you and you start to smell good. The bees begin buzzing around because you deserve it. You feel the power inside. You haven't tried to force anything. It came naturally. This is all about inner work on ourselves that makes us turn from man, boys, and men. Relationships make us grow inside more than anything else in life. They are a big part of inner work. So, to summarize, it takes relationship skills to get and keep relationships, our greatest source of human happiness. If we want to be with a life partner, and that is the juice in life, we have to be lovable and likable. Mostly, we have to be a friend. That's why smart people say it's better to be a friend first and a lover second. So, what are some changes in attitude that we can take that help? We have to show respect to others if we want it ourselves. No benefit to us. Just give it out to people with a full heart. Just help someone because you can. Help someone less powerful than you for no reason. Show them respect. Lots of guys have no idea how to do this. Everything these days is transactional, a sale or a buy. I give you something and you give me something. The manosphere tells us not to give anything. We don't need anyone else, they say. Avoid relationships. They're too hard. And women are mean and nasty. They tell us we're better off alone. We men could be an emotional island. We get our respect from our chat rooms and our video game friends. We don't need a life partner. You want respect? The question is, respected by whom? Respect from masculine online influencers who are really going for your online eyeballs and your money, formulating their messages to tell your inner rage, that longtime tenant in your head who lives there, what it wants to hear. That noisy, dirty tenant, the bad renter living inside your head you cannot get rid of, that keeps running the same tape over and over again. The world's against me. Over and over. That's their customer. That's how they make their money. They're putting you in a victim mentality. Do you want respect and love from these people, or do you want it from people that you want to live with in real life? Think carefully about where you're putting your energy. Think carefully about where you're putting your focus. Is it on Teslas, or is it on the wide world of all cars? This stoic bullshit keeps us man boys. These angry podcasters borrowed the Greek idea of the stoic, but only use part of it. They throw out the full spectrum beginning in the Greek philosophy of what a stoic man really is like. So read up on that. Relationships and the love they bring are the juice in life. They are also not easy. Nothing really good comes easily, men. Think about the idea of doing inner work so you can have any deep relationship with women, or in a trusting business relationship with anyone in a career, someone who's funding you, long-term friend, or other great sources of happiness. This manly remake will not be easy. The good news is, the more you do it once you start, the better and better it gets. This is why I created the Juice, to give you guys a way forward and understand where men are in the big picture. There is so much good self-help for men online everywhere, but it's in little bits and pieces. How to succeed in business, 5 dating tips to get women in bed, 6 tips for a flat six-pack. None of it pulls it all together and explains the big picture. The big picture, I just want to get out of Mama's basement. The bugs are crawling into my Cheetah's bag. Well, we have a ways to go, guys. And this has to be navigated against the cultural wind. Billionaires have stolen our good jobs. It's a world where the climate is changing and might kill us all, where painted internet faces vomit out a stinking river of clownish values on the media, poisonous status lovers, fake good looks, money worship, and soul-killing competition. Second place is the first loser. That's what they say. That means everybody's a loser, but the one at the top. Not a great way to win a society, is it? This is the cultural shit soup that we guys swim in now, and it's not a wonder we're circling the toilet drain. The simplest way to get out of this is to make a decision. Decide to be happy. Oh, that's too easy. Stop being so angry. You'll be very surprised at how much relief you will get. Change your perspective. Start looking at all the cars for sale out there. You'll be surprised at how more women will talk to you. Widen your view on the internet. Stop getting all your information from the same places. Diversify, like they say in investing. Listen to other people that you have ignored. This allows you to change your attitude and your worldview. You start seeing more good stuff. And make another decision. Know who you really are and then accept that. And then go from there. Improve from the inside out. Women smell it if you need approval. If you're insecure, they have sensitive radar. Then you're marked as needy. And always seeking approval is exhausting. It's just makes you tired. We did it for our parents as children because our parents' approval meant if we lived or died. But you can let that go now. You are not a kid anymore. So how did we men get here biologically? Remember we talked about the big picture? Well, here we go. Boys don't do as well as girls in high school and college. Why? Brain development, culture, and evolution. Men were spear throwers and runners only 500 years ago, and now the modern world does not hire hunters. We can't all be in the NBA or NFL. The modern world is not really that great for men. School requires sustained concentration over time, static sit-down skills, reading, patience, long-term commitment. These are not really our strengths as young men. We want to get out there and run. I don't blame you. Young brains do not fully develop before 25 years of age, and young men are typically developing behind young women by a few years. This means girls in college make better decisions than boys. I've seen it. I've taught college English to hundreds of them. For 15 years, I've read hundreds and thousands of personal essays. I know your problems. Duh, what? You mean all this time my brain was catching up? What the hell am I going to do now? Wait? Well, there's a lot you can do. Women become better at relationships because when they're young, they learn to talk, and guys don't. Guys are better at spatial and kinetic things like math or building and sports. Girls are better at static skills that are more valued in modern society. Isn't it great to have neighbors' dogs like this? It's wonderful. So how do we men lift ourselves up in today's world and rework what it means to be a real man? I have to keep this talk short for you, because you guys who live online and have your noses glued to your phones, your attention span is closer to that of a gnat or some other kind of flying, buzzing insect instead of that of a real man. So you're going to have to wait till next time. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you guys. See you on the next Juice. Bye.